Colombian workers who asked for a better wage and ended up murdered. So Coca looking shady, been investigated, staff intimidated, seems like nothing's changing.
I don't think I'm naive to think that we will win this. Actually, and I'll be totally honest with you, a year ago, I didn't think we'd win it. I thought we were going to lose it. I'll be totally honest. But things have changed in that year. And we know from our discussions with Coke, from our discussions with Ed Potter, the head of global relations for Coke, that they're feeling the heat. I mean, they've told us they are. They're very unhappy about the fact that the word's getting out about them. I think that we're going to win it, and I think we'll win it this year, in 2006.
Dan,
yeah.
How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Okay.
Just checking in to see how things are looking for the shareholders meeting in Delaware.
Well, right now I think they're looking pretty good.
Are you going to wear some sort of armor or body, protection in case they beat you this year?
No, because I'm in better shape than they are, and that wouldn't even concern me. In fact, I would love for one to come up and try to nail me from behind again, and this time I'll have people watching my back.
Very good.
Yeah.
Maybe they should also watch your front.
Right. Extra large. There we go. We are in front of a very fancy hotel, the Hotel DuPont, where Coca-Cola is holding its annual shareholders meeting this year. We've been here the last 2 years at this meeting, and the year before that we were in Houston, Texas. The annual shareholders meeting is the only place that you know that you can go eyeball to eyeball or face to face with the top policymakers of the company. They're here today.
You lied like you lied earlier today about the situation in Colombia. You said that at no time was any Sinaltrainal union leader ever harmed by paramilitary security forces at any of your plants.
Don't take the camera.
Yet Isidro Gil was assassinated, murdered in one of your bottling plants in Colombia. The next day, those same paramilitary security forces went into the plant, rounded up the workers. Managers, Coca-Cola managers in the plant had prepared resignation forms. Those workers were told that if they did not resign by 4 p.m. that day, they too would be murdered like their union officer, Isidro Hill. They all resigned en masse, and the wages in that plant went from $380 a month down to $130 a month. After months of investigation into Coca-Cola, all evidence shows that the Coca-Cola system is rife with immorality, corruption, and complicity in gross human rights violations, including murder and torture.
As many of you here today know, our company and our bottling partners have been accused of complicity in the murder of union members and of ongoing intimidation of union members and of the suppression of union activity in Colombia. As the new leader of this company, and I might say as a former student activist, I came to the Colombia issue with an open mind and also with my eyes wide open. I've reviewed the situation, and I, independently, have come to the same conclusion as a Colombian court, as the Colombian Attorney General, and as the extensive investigations conducted by counsel over the years, that the allegations are not true.
que nos escucha, únete a la lucha. Pueblo que nos escucha, únete a la lucha. Sindicato de Coca-Cola, presentes en la lucha. ¡Que viva el 1 de mayo!
Some of them were directly killed. You know, the first ones were directly killed in the trucks. You know, in the Coca-Cola trucks.
In the Coca-Cola trucks, they were
That's
shot
right.
to death.
Yeah. And some of them were captured, tortured, and then their bodies were dumped.
And some inside the plant, even. In the
Well,
Coke plant.
yeah. There was a couple of cases that were inside the plant
And so,
or close by to the plant. You know?
so during this time, what is Coca-Cola in Atlanta doing in response to these killings?
Basically nothing, denying their responsibility, saying that they were not responsible for whatever happened.
Did Coke ever compensate the families of the murdered unionists?
No. There was no compensation. That's Guatemalan laws don't allow for that type of compensation, and we didn't have the skills or the knowledge of that you can do that through the American laws.
Well, first of all, Guatemala is a very important and interesting case because in the late 70s at one bottling plant there, one Coke bottling plant, 8 union leaders were murdered consecutively. So first, using the death squads, they had the president of that union at that plant murdered. After he died and a new president came forward, they had that president killed. And then the next and the next and the next, 8 of them in a row. An incredible situation. At first, Coke said exactly what they've been saying regarding the Colombia case. They say, well, that's not us. That's a franchise in Guatemala. They operate pursuant to a franchise agreement with us, but that's not us. It's sad that, those guys are getting killed, but that's just how that goes. But that's not our responsibility. But then there was a huge international campaign against Coke, much like what we're trying to do today. And finally, because of that campaign, Coke did intervene with that bottler, forced it to sell to a new owner, and those murders stopped. So we know from that experience that they have control. Now we're dealing with a similar situation now in Colombia with a rash of anti-union violence at Coke bottling plants. And we're trying to get Coke to stop that.
What would you point to as signs of